Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 16th. Welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. Apologies for the late upload. I have work again. Hopefully, we won't have any more late uploads this week, but it is a possibility. Let's just skip over that. Let's get into what we have today. There were no games for Bay Area sports, at least last night. There was football. I guess we'll start with that. The Steelers beat the Dolphins. The score was 28-15, but it really wasn't that close. Steelers, they led by 25 in the fourth quarter, and they held on to that lead. So the Steelers did a good job. Good win for them. The Sharks played tonight. We'll just talk about that. Sharks play against Calgary. Last time we played against Calgary, it was an ugly loss for the Sharks. We got outshot by like 30 or something like that. Maybe not 30, but like definitely more than 20. And, we could just not get any offensive pressure. And Askarov was good, but he was let down by the defense. So hopefully the defense can step it up today. This is a home game, so hopefully we'll have that advantage going on for us at the Shark Tank. Looking for, Askarov. We want him to be good, obviously, but he's not going to be perfect every game. So hopefully our defense can limit the shots from Calgary and make that more even. Let's talk about the Warriors. Okay, and if you watched yesterday's episode, then you'll remember kind of the rant I went on about how bad the Warriors are, and how Steph Curry's dropping 40 bombs, and we can't win games even when he's doing that. And I'm not the only person who shares this frustration. Many fans do. One of them emailed Joe Lacob, owner of the Warriors, whom I like very much. I think he's a great owner. We have won 4 championships under his ownership, and Lacob is a good guy. So we really like Joe Lacob. And this is what Joe Lacob. So this is the email that was sent to him. It says, "Dear Joe, please do something about this team. What Steph need to do every night to win? Drop 50 points. Team need a real second option." This is what it says. "Jimmy's tools are being underutilized because he is playing as a power forward due to the small position players. That's facts. We have no true center. Also somewhat facts. I mean, Al Horford is hurt. I am so frustrated. Thanks, Justin." That's what the email to Joe Lacob said. Joe Lacob, as he does on occasion, responded to this email. His response: "You can't be as frustrated as me. I am working on it. It's complicated. Style of play, coaches' desires regarding players, league trends. Jimmy is not the problem. Joe, sent from my iPhone." That's what Joe Lacob responded with. And I think both of these people are right. I think Jimmy is being underutilized. I think whether it's him limiting himself and trying to hold back the inner Jimmy buckets in him, or if it's the way that he has to, conform to this offense and play power forward, even though he's much better as a small forward, or even a shooting guard if he has to be. I agree with that. No true center. Obviously, like Al Horford to come back, but even when he does come back, he's like 42 years old. Um, I think he's 42. He's up there. He's an unk for sure, and he's not going to be able to play all the time. And Quinton Post, he's good. I think Quinton Post is our best center potential wise, and overall probably he's the best center. He just probably needs to put on a little bit more weight. I mean, he has the frame, he has the shooting ability for sure. It's outstanding for his position and his size. And I think the interior game and the defense could use a little work, but I think QP can be there. But he's going to develop, but not right now, not immediately. We need him. We need a center. We need a big guy immediately for this team. And I think it's interesting, Joe Lacob's response. I think, Jimmy is not the problem. That's facts for sure. Um, he says he's working on it. Coaches' desires regarding players. I think that is the most interesting part of this. Because Steve Kerr is most likely to blame for this, kind of slump that we're in. The rotations are kind of weird. The who's getting minutes. I feel like I don't agree with a lot of that. Pajemski getting so many minutes, and obviously Pods isn't playing the best, but we've seen him play well. So although he is in a slump for sure, he is, and so is the team. I think Kaminga's got to get minutes. Moody's got to get minutes. Will Richards got to get minutes. And honestly, yeah, we need to get bigger. That's always been a problem for the Warriors. Having Draymond at the center, it works sometimes, but it doesn't seem to be working. Now, that the league has gotten so tall and the guys can do so many things. I mean, look at Wembanyama. I mean, yeah, Steph had to drop an insane amount of points to beat the Spurs. So, yeah, it can't just be on Steph because he's going to wear himself out, and that's not sustainable. I don't know what we have to do. Obviously, Joe Lacob is working on it. He says he's working on it, so I think he has an idea of what he needs to do. And honestly, I just want to see this team succeed, man. This is a team that I love so much, and I want to compete in these last 2 years of this window that we have. So you know, it is what it is, I guess. But it's pretty interesting. Um, let's talk baseball. Okay. We have some moves. The Giants made some moves. Around the league, though, we got Jorge Polanco to the Mets. That is a pretty big signing. It looks like he's going to play first base. Um, trying to replace Pete Alonso with Jorge Polanco is not going to work. Obviously, you need more, but it's a decent start. Hobie Milner went to the Cubs. Hobie Milner is he's a dog in MLB The Show. 84 overall gold card from the New Threads program, and he was filthy. I used the heck out of him in the show. Alexis Diaz to the Rangers. That's Edwin's brother. That's a pretty big signing. He's a good closer. I hope the Giants could have got him. But the Giants ended up making some moves that I'm very happy about. So there were three moves that happened, and there's some potential for a fourth move to happen. That's not a signing; it'll be a trade. So let's take a look at it. We got Jason Foley. He is a relief pitcher, formerly of the Tigers. He was hurt a lot last year. He barely played. Actually, it looked like he didn't play at all. So last year he didn't play. But the year before that, he was very good. He had a 3.15 ERA in 60 innings pitched, and he had 28 saves on that Tigers team that went to the playoffs. So that's a good signing. He's a candidate to be the closer. He is unfortunately not going to be on the opening day roster, it seems, unless he gets super healthy really quick. But he will pitch for us eventually on a 1 year deal. That's a good signing. I like that. Having another, trying to get some cheap contracts to shove the bullpen. Gregory Santos, if you guys are avid Giants fans, remember 2021, he came up at the same time as Doval. I always liked him. He had a fantastic debut. It was incredible to watch. He almost had an immaculate inning in his first game, but he did suck the rest of the way. But I always thought he had electric stuff. I always liked him, and it was sad that we got rid of him. I thought him and Doval could have been a crazy 1-2 punch. Obviously, Camilo's gone, but now Gregory Soto is back. Or not Gregory Soto. Gregory Santos is back. And I like that. I think that's a good move. The other move was for I forgot his name. Am I tripping? Adrian Hauser, a right-handed starter. He was on the Rays. He was on the Rangers, and then he got cut, went to the White Sox, and played great in the first half. Then he got traded to the Rays, where he wasn't as good. So Adrian Hauser, he is going to be in the back end of the rotation, but he's a solid, reliable starter, hopefully for us this year. I think it was a good signing, a cheap signing to get somebody there. Um, I like that. I like that. And then, so yeah, those are the three moves. And then the interesting one, the one that I heard some buzz about, um, yeah, this is very interesting. It's the Giants have emerged as the front runner to trade for Cardinals second baseman Brendan Donovan. He was an All-Star last year. He's a bit more of a contact guy. Um, He can play first base. He can play second base. I don't know about, we won't need him to play third and short, but he can play those two infield positions. And obviously, he can DH if he has to. I mean, anyone can DH. Contact guy. I think that'd be very interesting. He's a lefty. Um, I believe he's a lefty. Pretty sure he's not a switch hitter. Yeah, he's a lefty. I think that'd be very interesting. If Jung Hoo Lee can put it together, we'll have two slap hitting lefties. I mean, obviously they both have power, but I'm not starting to get excited about this idea here, this prospect that Brendan Donovan could be a San Francisco Giant. I like that idea. Cardinals are selling. They are trying to rebuild. They traded Sonny Gray. Arenado's probably getting shipped too. And now Brendan Donovan, he was All-Star last year. That'll be a great addition to our lineup. I'm kind of getting excited about this. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves, of course, but Brendan Donovan would be a great fit. Obviously, Casey Schmidt had a good year last year. It wasn't great. It was a decent year for Casey Schmidt. But Casey Schmidt can play anywhere. He can play all four infield positions, and we can mix and match. Maybe Donovan will play first base and Schmidt will play second. Maybe it'll flip or something like that. And obviously there's Rafi if he's going to play first or DH. But they got options here. Obviously, I like Casey Schmidt and I want him to be on the team. I want him to be in the lineup consistently. But Brendan Donovan is an all-star, like I've been saying. So we'll monitor that. We'll keep an eye on that. That's very exciting news, though. We'll have to look more into that. So yeah, the Sharks play tonight. There's also NBA Cup final tonight. That is the Knicks and the Spurs in Las Vegas. Prediction. Let's say the Spurs because Wembenyama. Okay, that's my prediction. And yeah, so I got places to be. So and we're done talking about everything. So let's go Sharks. Hopefully they can win tonight. Keep that good momentum going after the comeback win. Hopefully the Warriors can turn it the heck around and actually do something. That'll be on Thursday, and then maybe the Giants can make some moves. We don't have the most money to spend, but maybe we can use it smartly. Buster's been using it smartly, getting some cheap pitching contracts, and maybe we'll trade for Brendan Donovan. And tomorrow's episode will be awesome. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. I guess it's night pretty much. Have a great night.